grasp of what was happening in the video, but when I was going through the comments, like the people said I had a good understanding, but it was a lot of things I did miss out on. So before I dive into the album, which I was going to do, it might be a good idea for me. It might be a good idea for me to at least understand a little bit about their origins. So when I do watch these videos back, especially the older albums, I'm pretty sure the older ones, they might dive into a lot of things that I do not understand, or I might not even picked up on just because I don't know anything about them. So this could be a good little helpful guide. This video is only based on my personal research. I might miss some details and it's possible I had discrepancies, but I did my best to get as much accurate information as possible. So
when you hear the words pop music and the best boy band, who comes to mind?
80s.
What if I told you that the most overlooked boy group in our generation might be these guys?
They was doing their first debut. They look young as shit. Pablo still got his braces in.
In the last 6 years, these guys turned a small Korean entertainment company into a
someone
company
did tell me
that
they started in a
produced the
Korean
greatest
company.
P-pop group ever.
Are you proud of SB19?
What is you staring
You
at?
don't accomplish that without making
Let's not pass P-pop as original is plagiarism.
a few enemies.
That shit say just now. He been waiting for some bullshit to pop off.
K-papangit.
Some of them
What?
coming from
Lima pala sila.
K-papangit.
Hey, I'm not one to talk about people's looks, but
unexpected places.
Pinoy ba daw? Parang may ginaya rin.
But behind the group are 5 driven men who were about to transform what was once a laughingstock genre in music into the fastest growing genre of the world.
Ever since we had this goal, and not just for us, but for the entire industry.
Feeling ko hindi pa natin
imagine throwing shit at someone that's trying to help everyone and not just themselves.
Between disbanding,
I see why people be fucking stingy, just greedy people. Cause like when they try to help, y'all still throw shit at them.
Industry outcasts and getting
Are you
bashed
gay?
by their own countrymen.
What the fuck?
Becoming industry
Why does someone just ask
outcasts and
that?
getting bashed by their own countrymen.
Sana magkaroon tayo ng grupo na hindi naman mangkataasan ng tangos ng ilong. Para talagang
confidently say that they're original. Wait. So we could confidently say they're original.
Para talagang original.
So it doesn't. So you would turn down like positive representation and influence just because they don't look the way that you want them to look. It don't even matter if they have the same opinion or if they're painting the country or whatever in a positive light. It just depends on if they look the way that you want them to look. That makes sense. That makes sense, bro. I'll turn down help too if the motherfucker didn't look right.
Original.
I'm stranded in the middle of I'm stranded in the middle of nowhere. Ugly, get the fuck away from me. I'll starve. That makes sense.
Maganda kasi yung revenge kasi talaga yung success na ipapakita mo sa mga hindi naniniwala.
Success is the best revenge.
But it certainly is the most inspiring one.
Hope this is the right one because this one said 2 months ago when the other one said like a year or two. So this must be like a remake or something. Is that a fucking burning horse? Oh, I got some shit to look at. Wait a minute. Sound break. Okay, so it is a remake. Okay. So I wanted to update an novel.
This is called Triple, a group of talented performers and comedians from Korea you've probably never heard of. They were formed back in 1994 when the word K-pop hasn't even been invented. In 2002, one of the members made the biggest mistake of his life, which will change the entire course of P-pop history.
He must have started the company, I'm guessing. The Korean company that they wanted at first.
That member was Jong Song-han. It all started when he left the trio in 2002 to become an entrepreneur. Cult Triple became Cult 2. Most of their fans thought that Songhan's decision was a huge mistake because the remaining members started racking up different awards in the entertainment
Was he
industry.
holding them back or something?
If he only stuck around, he would have gotten those awards too. But this man's decision was final. He used all of his savings to build an event organizing company called ShowBT Entertainment. Today we know him as Tatang Robin. Fast forward to 2015. The fight of the century just happened. One Direction's Drag Me Down was all over the radio, and Big Bang was the biggest K-pop boy group, while P-pop has top one project. Chances are, you have never heard of them.
Nope.
But somewhere in Makati, Philippines, an audition was held. Tatang Robin was looking for young talents who would be part of the package of their service as an event organizers. Talents who can perform on their own but can also serve as backup dancers and singers to their main performers. One of the main attractions of the SATA audition was if you're good enough, you might just debut as a member of Show BT's first ever P-pop group to undergo a Korean-style training.
Above.
Filipinos don't get opportunities like that so often, so hundreds of talents applied, but only 30 made
That's
it.
crazy, and that just kind of furthered my thought. Then Filipinos don't get this opportunities like that so often. Why? How are you going to talk shit about the ones that finally do break through and get a chance?
So often, so hundreds of talents
That's like self-sabotage
applied,
at this
but
point.
only 30 made it as trainees. They were initially called the Show BT Musical Gala Team, but then later dubbed as NARA, which in Korean means country and also happens to be the national tree of the Philippines. If you're a fan who is
so was
deep,
that tree at the end of
also happens to
the
be
gala
national
tree?
of the Philippines.
Nah, I'm
If
about
you're
to
a
reach
fan
in.
who is deep into the P-pop scene, you would recognize some of the future P-pop stars, but one of the most notable ones is this guy. On the
Pablo.
first day of training, one guy stood out because he was just alone standing awkwardly in the corner.
Nung una, ang weird niya
First, he was so weird. He talks
He
to
was facing
himself.
the wall and making hand gestures
He's on his Eminem
as if
shit,
he was
his 8 Mile.
rapping in front of it.
nakatayo siya sa gilid. Biglang gaganon. Sabi ko, anong ginagawa na? Nagre-ritual ba ta sa gilid?
Some kind of
That
ritual.
guy was John Paulo Nasser.
Oh, Paulo. Whoops.
He always wanted to be a performer. As a young dreamer, he joined several competitions as a soloist and also as a member of the K-pop dance cover group called PHP. In training, he was the guy who shows up early and leaves late despite juggling a full-time job as a data analyst to help provide for his family. He was selected due to his
That's a
undeniable
different level of
diligence
dedication,
and
bro.
leadership qualities.
I wouldn't be able to do
He is
that.
known to have critically acclaimed songwriting ability.
Especially if I got
Some
a
of my
family to look
sources
out for. I'm
even
just
said
focused on
that
work.
He had already written dozens of songs at this time. He's also a badass rapper and was often called a genius, but consistently denied it because he claimed to be just a hard worker. This made him the
That's
destined
kind of
leader
crazy now
of
I'm
the
thinking about it. He could have just as easily taken that compliment and got like a crazy big ego off of it. But the fact that he attributed and saying like it's hard work, it could have that could low-key be like a motivating factor for most people that's looking up to them at this point and that also wants to get into the industry. Because it's like, I'm pretty sure dude said a couple of seconds ago that at this point, at the beginning of the story, that Pablo already had a bunch of raps written. I'm pretty sure the first couple of sets was ass, but he didn't let like the trash raps kind of get to him. He probably looked over and be like, okay, I can improve right here, right here, right here. And it's like he was sharpening his pen. He was just working hard, like he said. So it could low-key be a motivating factor to people being like, hey, you can literally start from nothing, but as long as you keep your head down and just keep doing what you need to do, you could get this level of success and like notoriety and just praise from people like I am. And it low-key probably could be a diss to the people that's already at the top that already made it, because it's like they probably never got called a genius. They've been in here for like 10 plus years or whatever, but I'm fresh on the scene. I'm already getting called this. So it makes me wonder, are you really serious about your craft and working as hard as you say you are, or like what is it?
destined leader of the group.
That
He was
is
known
low
as
key
Sejin
like
at the time, but
two-way
later
things you
would
can
be
look at
known
it.
as Pablo.
All right.
30 trainees are a lot of trainees. It would take a very observant person with an eye for talent to notice Pablo in that
Is
corner.
that the voice?
So who was that observant person with an eye for talent? Well, he was also a trainee.
That's still.
Stelvester Ahero.
That's
He was
Timothy
only a
Shallow.
kid when he started competed as a performer. As a dancer, he racked up win after win on a national level with his school crew and became their official choreographer, teaching crewmates 2 to 3 years older than him. He later joined a dance crew called Seon and went on to win international titles. Stel obviously worked so hard. Amidst his studies and competitions, he also worked part-time as a McDonald's service crew and teaching dance to kids with special needs.
Yeah, time
There was
followed
a
up.
point that he worked too hard that he wound up in the hospital. His poor health caused him to lose his earnings and nearly his life.
Oh,
Fortunately, he was able to recover. This made him the obvious choice to become the choreographer of the group. But little did they know that dancing wasn't his only talent.
He got the voice.
As a kid, he joined the school choir to become the only male soprano and only improved as he gotten older. He easily became the main heavenly voice of the group because his vocals were just...
Ken feeling that shit.
out of this world. Unlike Pablo, Stel was very friendly to everyone. In fact, one of his closest friends also auditioned and made it as a trainee. This friend is nothing to be trifled with because having the worst upbringing among the others made him the strongest when it comes down to pure guts and determination. Josh Cullen Santos. He left home at the age of 16 and it was his decision. From growing up in a toxic environment to being physically abused as a kid by their nanny. I'm talking about getting poured candle wax all over their body.
What the
At
fuck?
an early age, he experienced what it felt like to be a member of a middle-class
I don't know how you
family
could
that
deal with
went
all that and
rock
still
bottom
find a
in
way to
just a matter
smile.
of months. They get evicted from medium-sized apartments to increasingly smaller rooms. It came to a point when his family had nothing to eat with rice.
This is probably why in I think it was Gento, he was talking about they just looking at him as being dirty or something like that.
They had no permanent address. Because of that, Josh and his sister dropped out of school multiple times, so they got bullied at school for being repeaters. Sometimes he would even get into fistfights for defending her.
Good shit.
Josh had enough of this, so he decided to leave to become independent and started working as an internet cafe attendant. Using his own income, he took the alternative learning system to attain his high school
He got his
degree.
GED.
He initially had no background in performing. Not until he found Stel performing with his dance group called Seyon. Josh became an instant fan, and when they connected, Stel became his mentor, which led to them becoming co-members, and they went on to win numerous K-pop dance cover competitions all over Asia. They even met BTS during one of their winning runs in Korea. So from champions to trainees, what else is in store for them?
That's like a Rice or Richard story for real. Oh, this is a group.
From then on, their lives became all about performing in small events and training.
We had one mentor when we were training. Tapos, more on personality development siya. Tapos, presenting ourselves on stage.
We had no idea that the Korean-style training they went through
It's far, far from what they've been doing sa Korea.
was nothing but a mere marketing strategy.
But yung skill-wise, parang ganun. We were left on our own.
Oh, so they weren't even teaching them how to dance and sing. They were just teaching them just how to like deal with media, I'm guessing.
Korean-style training they went through
It's far, far from what they've been doing sa Korea.
was nothing but a mere marketing strategy.
But yung skill-wise, parang ganun. We were left on our own.
So they just lied to them. Okay. Okay, they just fucking lied to them. Just to get people to sign up.
They were left alone to fend for themselves, sharing knowledge to improve each other with the hope of making the cut. Some sources told me that Pablo had to record some of their vocal sessions to effectively coach his co-trainees. All of that without salary. This
All
went
30
on for
people?
roughly a couple of years, and I don't know about you guys, but this for me sounded kind of brutal.
Yeah, it's free
not easy
labor.
to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again without any form of
And you don't even know
guidance.
if you're even
They were
doing it
also
the
kept
right
in
way.
the dark about their debut date. So frustration started brewing until it reached the point when it only took one trigger to call it quits. On one seemingly normal training day, all trainees were already in the studio, except for Josh. On the same morning, the train broke down.
Nasira MRT during that time. Nasira yung MRT. So,
Sinuspindi ang operasyon ng MRT dahil sa power outage.
It wasn't really an accident, but this would still worry anyone, especially the trainees, because it's highly unusual for Josh to miss training. Later that morning, Josh arrived. His co-trainees felt relief because Josh turned out to be safe. You would think that their company would react the same way, right? Wrong. They decided to terminate his training.
Y'all not even in there helping us. How go?
That
What?
was the trigger.
Oh fuck, bro.
Nag-quit din yung mga grupo ko. Nag-quit
Good
din
shit.
sila kasi
Thank you, bro.
parang naging trigger na point na kung tatagalin mo si Josh.
Umalis kami sa grupo.
Ganun
Cause
mo
y'all
lang
already kind of
kadali
lied and
avenue.
kind of lured us into this like this contract or whatever we doing, and y'all not even are helping us. We have another person that's training to debut doing all the heavy lifting. We just literally just in this building that y'all supplied us with. And y'all want to come on now, bro?
Lahat ng efforts
Come on,
and
bro.
passion tsaka dreams namin.
The fuck are we talking
BT
about?
had two choices: to keep all trainees or to keep no trainees.
Y'all going to claim bankruptcy,
The
bro?
company chose the latter.
Oh,
Everyone left except for Stel.
Parang si Stel lang yung naiwan po nun talaga sa training room. Tapos talagang down na down lahat.
Si Stel natira kasi doon during that time.
Stel set aside all his frustration and remained focused on his goal, while Pablo was devastated.
All hope is lost parang nung time na yun.
In Josh's case, we can only imagine the pain he must have felt to have been booted out of his dreams.
especially with his upbringing,
Days
he
passed.
sacrificed so
Everyone
fucking
still
much, bro.
feeling down about that incident. Then Pablo's phone receives a message.
Brother, tumalik ka na, brother.
It was
back.
Josh. Out of all the trainees, the guy that got sent packing was the same guy who actively convinced everyone to continue chasing their dreams. Perhaps this was the sheer guts and determination from his life experiences in full display. Pablo hurried back to the studio to find Stel. Alone. But not for long. Josh came back next and took the initiative to convince the company to have them back.
Pumunta lang po ako doon at syempre kung kinakailangan na makiusap.
So back to training, they went.
Hindi na lang magkahiwalay ng grupo, pero bumalik sila kasi
Oh my god, I hate the fact that people gotta beg for shit like that, bro.
There was only 3 of
Y'all
them
already
for a
not
while.
helping us.
Then a few other trainees started coming back. So Show BT put together a talent workshop to get more talents to keep the business going. This was batch 1. This was batch 2.
Target
Justin.
Justin De Dios. He got scouted right away because he was a very good-looking guy and already was a decent singer and dancer. When he joined, he immediately saw a familiar face in Josh.
You look familiar. As do you.
Apparently,
Fucking
Josh
jokers.
told Justin about the workshop because the two already had a stint performing together in a dance cover group called Zero to Hero. So Justin as well
It's a
wasn't
small
new in the
world.
world of performing. He auditioned to be a part of the televised Pinoy boy band Superstar, but he didn't even make it to the live auditions. Perhaps it was fate. That group is nowhere to be found today. Justin obviously deserved better.
Unfortunate.
He went on to finish his college degree in multimedia arts while training, which earned him a filmmaking skill that would prove very crucial to their success in the future. With Justin on
Filmmaking.
board, this completed their prototype boy group. It's composed of Justin, Pablo, Stel, Josh, Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They did multiple test runs leading up to their entry to Pinoy K-Pop Star 2017. They performed B-Day by Icon in an epic fashion, but they didn't win. At this point, Show BT seemed to have hit a roadblock. The group felt like something was missing. I don't exactly know what happened to Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They either quit or Show BT felt the need to let go of them and get someone who could take this already great group of guys and
They
push
probably
them
quit
to
because I'm pretty
achieve the
sure
next
just like how like Josh had got kicked and everyone loved, they probably would have done the same thing or something similar for the other members. So I want to say they maybe just quit.
level. The extraordinary
Well, I'm just
level.
guessing.
This years in the making project of Show BT needed to reach its peak. So they started the online auditions. When Josh heard about it, he was like, I know a guy.
Why they keep showing that video of him?
The guy he was talking about was a pain in his butt because their groups have clashed multiple times in their early dance competitions and their battles were always neck and neck. That guy's name was Philip John Suson.
Philip. That's
He
Ken.
was such a specimen. He was so naturally gifted that excelling in sports looked like a walk in the park for him. He grew up in the church under the
They
care
did say
of his
he played
grandparents.
basketball.
He was an artistic kid, so he was active as an editorial cartoonist in school. Nobody taught him how to play musical instruments. He taught himself by just listening to the music, so he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist, but he later then fixed it as he learned more. He was also a gifted singer, but he later then fixed it as
I seen Jinbei in the back. Okay, he got taste.
he was also a gifted singer as a kid. Every time there was a family gathering, he was always forced to sing karaoke by his relatives. But when he hit puberty, he lost confidence in his voice because he could no longer hit high notes. But his confidence came back after being mentored by Pablo, who taught him how to harness his unique low voice that seemingly sounds like it came from the underworld.
Man, it's like Hades.
When it comes to dance, he didn't know he could do it until he was forced to in order to get good grades during their school intramurals. After discovering dance, he transformed from a guy who didn't know it to someone who can fly. Because of his raw talent, he ended up teaching dance to the entire school and continued on to join the dance group called Amigo 7, a would-be rival of Josh and Stell's crew, Seyon. It quickly became a reverse if you can't beat them, then join them kind of deal. So Josh recruited Ken. But there was a problem. He was hundreds of islands away and didn't have the money. What did Josh do? He shelled out for his plane ticket. With nothing else to lose,
You gotta have a lot of confidence in like. It's gotta be a lot of trusting for you to do this, especially with Josh already not having money and like working at the cafe. He had to have had a lot of trust in this.
With them as Ken, the main dancer, the bass vocalist, and the lead rapper of the group.
The bass
One thing to
vocalist.
note is that they were an unlikely bunch because they wouldn't have met each other if Tatang Robin stayed with his already successful group in Korea. Justin didn't make it in his first audition, so he almost didn't try again until Josh told him to do so.
Josh
And
literally
Ken
pulling
wouldn't even have the
everyone
opportunity
together.
to join if the Show BT trainees didn't come back after that quitting incident. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the butterfly effect. When a small and seemingly insignificant occurrence has a rippling effect through time, leading to a consequential event sometime long after the initial event, or as Google would put it, the phenomenon whereby a minute localized change in a complex system can have large effects elsewhere. Tatang Robin's so-called mistake back in 2002 led to forming the future P-pop Kings. In 2018, SB19 was formed. The name of the group was carefully picked. The number 19 is the sum of Korea and the Philippines country code digits, 82 and 63. So 8 plus 2 plus 6
'cause I was
plus
like 82 plus 63 is not
19.
that.
If you subtract both numbers, you also get the same result. SB doesn't only mean Show BT. It is also about their ultimate goal for Pinoy sound to break into the music industry, which is
Sound
fearlessly
break.
represented by this phrase.
Okay.
Sound break.
Okay. Sound break 19. From Korean to okay. Wait a minute. Let's go to the next. Okay. The Zone. Don't earn money from the judge wants to support me. Become a member or donate. Thanks. Oh, these are people. Okay, I thought this was like people that was.
Disclaimer. This
that was
video
like
is only
staff.
based on my personal research. I
Those
might
people
miss
that
some
donated.
details and it's possible to have discrepancies, but I did my best to get as much accurate information as possible, so enjoy.
Just a quick correction to episode 1. Josh didn't only recruit Ken, but also Justin. Josh told Justin about the workshop,
Josh did a
which
lot.
gave him the opportunity to become a Show BT trainee. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the video.
He got a small shirts for
Now that
them.
we got that out of the way, let's get into the video.
Oh, he got cars on the right too. Get in the zone. Auto zone.
Everyone has that one thing that makes them feel good about themselves. Like they're in control. Everything else could be going completely haywire.
Ano ba yan, Stel? Ano ba yung ayos mo yan? Talagang style yan?
Like the world is completely falling apart around you.
And sana makita na ng tao kung gaano kami naghihirap.
Damn, bro. Now I'm thinking about it, it's like oh my God, it's starting to connect now. I remember when Kim was walking up the stairs and he was talking about how everything you did now is just the beginning. So they already had crazy struggles to begin with, and this is before they even saw a little bit of success at the debut.
That one thing.
Cause they still got a long way to fucking. Oh my God! Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute.
And that makes everything worth it.
It's not even guaranteed at this point. They still getting shit from people from their fucking appearance and stuff. Yeah, bro. And the fact they still care about the industry and not just themselves is amazing. I would have been a selfish bastard at this point, bro. I'm sorry. They better than me, bro. I'm not Superman.
몬테로 씨, 검사 결과가 나왔습니다.
임신인가요?
아니요, 임신은 아닙니다.
Then why do I feel weak lately?
Mrs. Montero, you are HIV positive.
What? This the right video?
Hong. She could have easily become a popular celebrity in the Philippines. Back in Korea, she was a well-established theater actress, a vocal, dance, and beauty coach, a one-woman show. But instead, she chose to use her experience to guide and nurture the boys to reach their highest potential. Along with Tatang Robin, she was also one of the main reasons why SB19 is where they are now. She is popularly known as Miss Hongganda, and we will see her often in this video.
Okay.
Before SB19's debut, they tried to establish an online presence. So on May 16, 2018, they created their Facebook page. This could possibly be the unofficial date they were formed. They started posting song covers like these.
Send me your location, let's focus on communicating, cause I just need the time and place to come through. I hope he buys you flowers. I hope he holds your hand.
And dance covers like these.
Lean with it, down with it, hit them folk now stab with it. Nay, then you stop.
They was doing the Vine dances.
They became more active in social media while maintaining their regular performances in small events. They did this until it was almost time for their debut.
We have good news for you guys. Kasi after the very, very long wait, finally, yes, finally, we will be releasing our debut single entitled Tila Luha!
October 26, 2018. SB19 finally debuted with their ballad single called Tila Luha. But did you know that it wasn't the only song that they had at the time? They also had Love Goes, but they chose to debut with Tila Luha to capture the hearts of the Filipino people because the lyrics are in Tagalog. They then started promoting their debut song in every way they could think of. November 17, 2018 marked SB19's first ever livestream to promote their debut single.
Magsimula natin ang first
Facebook
SB19 Facebook Live.
Oh.
Ganyan po yun. 3. Let's wait for 10 na lang. 10 viewers.
Despite the very few viewers, they went all out to entertain them.
Yarabun! Chonon!
What was he finna do? He acting.
Height is already good. Height is already good. Oh, wait.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get to the back.
Sa wakas, dumating na rin ang oras na aking pinakahihintay. Matagal-tagal na rin nagsaray. Sige lang, sige, hami para bang wala.
I wish I knew what they were saying.
Mabigay mo na, machine gun,
I heard machine gun. Back of the line, bro. Back of the fucking line.
Ladies and gentlemen, among the SB19 is a chic member.
Oh.
Yup, they did all that in
Yeah,
front of just
don't injure
little
yourself.
over 10 viewers. You can still watch the whole live stream to this day on their official Facebook page. They also perform in schools, malls, nursing homes, and even orphanages, but their debut only received a lukewarm reception. The stream count didn't move as fast as they have hoped for. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. But their grind continued. After the disappointing debut, they started preparing for a comeback.
Today, nandito kami sa recording studio. Nagre-record kami ng kanta
Korean
namin.
now.
Ito mismo yung parang kwento ng SB19.
Yung lyrics mismo ng song namin is about pangarap ng SB19. Kung paano nagsimula yung lahat. Ito po talaga yung kantang gugulat sa lahat.
They collaborated with a critically acclaimed Korean producer, Oh Woon Lee, who's behind the success of TVXQ and Stray Kids. Pablo, with the help of the boys, wrote the song as they began to enter the go-up era. They started practicing their go-up dance routine, which was intricately choreographed by Stel and Ken. They were required to practice 30 times daily until they reached 1,000 reps. And boy, they did it. They were even challenged to perform the dance routine at double speed. Yep, that was not even in fast forward. Now that they have reached the quota, it was time for them to shoot the music video. July 19, 2019. SB19 dropped their Go Up music video. Expectations were higher because this was the song that showcased their singing, dancing, and songwriting skills. But for some reason, it has also met a lukewarm reception. They then started promoting the song using the methods they know. They even
you got an
reacted
extra member in the back, it look like, bro.
They then started promoting the song using the methods they know. They even reacted to their own music video.
Oh, that's what they was looking at.
But none of their efforts made a significant impact. After that, you would think that it was the biggest setback. But not until August 17, 2019.
A fan page?
This was when the Go Up press conference happened. This was supposed to be an effort for them to establish a presence in the media world. They were interviewed by professional journalists, but instead of receiving a warm welcome, most of what they got was straight up disrespect.
Pero
here we go.
Ano ba yan, Stel? Ano ba yung ayos mo yan? Talagang style yan o ano? Hindi lang ginawang Stel
Yung style ko po ba or yung name ko? Kasi po, clear ko po, yung name ko po, Stel. Kasi po galing po siya.
Oh, like the boxer, like Sylvester.
Sylvester. Opo, kasi po yung mama ko po, idol niya po.
Oh yeah, right there.
Kaya doon niya po, binasa yung name ko po. Tapos po, yung style ko naman po ngayon, actually po, hindi ko
I said that boy, yeah, he played Rocky, so.
Ano lang po yung naisip ko, ito yung suot ko, sige, ganito na kami po ko, parang ganun po, yun na lang po yung inaisip ko. Pero wala po, wala po.
So lahat kayo straight?
Opo, pero
What the fuck kind of question is that? Oh, I got. What the fuck kind of question is that?
So lahat kayo straight?
You see how his face, like, oh yeah, they trying to keep it together. There's a curly one. No, this is the little translation of what he said, talking about their hair.
Hindi ba siguro nilawin ko na po yung Estel. Kasi po, madalas po siya iba, kasi mas matagal na po kami magkaibigan. Close din po kasi siya madalas sa mga babae. So siguro po, baka po akalain yung medyo weird po yung
kasi kung may club siya ngayon, no, parang bakla talaga.
I want to clear that shit up, bro.
Sa umaga, Estel sa gabi.
Still at night.
Pero yun nga po, ganun lang po siguro, parang medyo meron lang po siya.
I would not have cleared that shit up, bro. But I'm guessing that they, at this point, they have to. Good thing that the gays issue has been Damn, are people really this homophobic? Like, I guess so, bro. I just be in my room, so I be oblivious to some things they be having. But I did not think like it was this fucking bad.
Medyo meron lang po siyang ibang parang banners na girly, pero hindi po, wala po.
Yeah, bro.
Is na-clear na kanina about sa bading issue.
So y'all gonna start mentioning earlier about the husband holding
You're not
hands.
bothered by the fact that you sound like a kid. Hindi kayo napapakalag nun sa tunog nyo na hindi kayo Pilipino, kundi Korean.
Hindi po kami nababother kasi po, sa totoo
kasi ako bother na po.
Well, it's not about you, bro. What the fuck?
Despite all the judgment, they handled the
Professional interviewers, they said.
As the event concluded, the boys broke down to tears backstage and comforted each other. Perhaps they're just human beings, and the thick skin they develop all throughout those years can only take so much punishment, especially when
Nah,
it
they
goes
better
straight
than
to
me,
their
bro.
hearts.
Them interviewers would have
They
hated me
broke
all the way to
down.
my Kanye shit.
This made them question themselves if they were still doing the right thing. It casted
Is this
so
real?
much doubt that it made them all decide to call it quits. Everyone left, except Stel.
Still been holding it the fuck down. He never gave up.
Standing. Perhaps he was a good example of someone who has entered the zone. Someone who managed to tap into the altered state of consciousness where time disappears and he becomes so focused that not even...
Is that what the whole thing with the tree was? When he, what was it? The flag song. Like they showed little bits of him like sitting in a room like out of space, and he was like in his own. Wait a minute. It's, oh my God, wait a minute.
Even judgment could stop him from doing what he loves.
But then when he touched the tree, he kind of seemed like a problem was arising. Whoa. So in the damn video, when they were all fighting and going their separate ways, it took for him to like notice something was going wrong and he brought them all together. Is that what that? See, now I'm glad I watched this now. I'm glad I watched this now.
Everyone left, except
Oh
Stel.
my God, wait a minute.
He received the most hate, but he was the one left standing. Perhaps he was a good example of someone who has entered the zone. Someone who managed to tap into the altered state of consciousness where
And this
time
was when? This is 2 years ago.
And he becomes so focused that not even judgment could stop him from doing what he loves. But he
Hopefully
knew
that
for a
wasn't a
fact that he
reach.
can never do it alone. And there he was, alone. But only for a moment.
So if I'm thinking about this correctly, it's still if I'm going off the damn video when everyone was kind of fighting and he had brought them all together with the book saying like we have something we still need to do. I want to say it should be Pablo that was on his way coming back because I think Ken was blocking someone from coming in. I can't remember the exact video, but I'm pretty sure he looked at Pablo and he nodded his head.
Josh had a realization to not give up because people have
Okay,
not
so now it
seen
didn't go like
everything
that.
yet.
But Josh was
This
still inside the
prompted the other
castle.
members to return and witness their lives change in just one fateful day when their Go Up dance practice got uploaded on YouTube on September 2, 2019.
I think I might have reached a little too far.
It quickly went viral, which opened a lot of doors for SB19 to have TV guestings and live performances.
May group hug? Okay. Sige. Oo, dyan lang kayo.
Don't hug for too long. They might think you're gay.
Introduce yourself. Get in the zone. Break. Hi, we are SB19. My name is Mike Spice Kita. I am the wittiest in ABS-CBN.
As the world started to notice them, their YouTube channel grew exponentially. Their dance practice video reached 1 million views in just a week, then 2
Well, I gotta
million
check this
a
out
month
now.
later. Wait a minute, who's Arum? November
Who the fuck
2,
is Arum?
2019.
Oh, that's
For
the.
the final announcement of the fandom name, 3, 2, 1.
18. I was saying Arum is a girl, but no, that's not her name.
What's it mean? 18, what's it mean?
Una-una sa lahat, pag pinakita mo siya, 18 siya, di ba? 18. So, kasi kami, SB19, 18, 19.
So without 18, it wouldn't be 19. Cause like 18, yeah, okay. Okay.
So if there's
Okay, I
no
think I'm getting
18,
it.
then also there's no
Okay, well I just said that.
Yes. Kasi, kumbaga, syempre, 18 muna bago natin. 17,
Exactly.
18, 19. Pag walang 18,
So who's
hindi
20?
makakarating sa 19.
Another meaning.
Another meaning. So, if you're going to read this, 18, it could also be read as atin. So, all the
Atin.
success, all the lahat ng natatamo natin ngayon, atin to, ours. Everything is ours. Hindi lang sa amin, kundi sa inyo rin. Atin. Everyone. Atin.
Okay.
Kumbaga, represent Filipino represent.
Kumbaga, yung dreams natin, pangarap, problems, everything, we will share together. Atin yan. Lalaban tayo, kaya natin yan lahat. Lastly, gusto talaga namin special mention yung Orum sa lahat-lahat. Kasi sa totoo lang, talagang sila yung unang sumuporta sa amin nung hindi pa nila, wala pang nakakilala sa amin sa grupo
Oh,
namin.
wait, I gotta hear that explanation of what ARM was again.
Everything we will share together. Atin yan. Lalaban tayo, kaya natin yan lahat. Lastly, gusto talaga namin special mention yung Orum sa lahat-lahat. Kasi sa totoo lang,
Let's be honest, they were the
talagang
ones who
sila yung
supported us.
unang sumuporta sa amin nung hindi pa nila, wala pang nakakilala sa amin sa grupo namin. Kaya thankful kami. Kaya nakahiwalay yan, ibig sabihin yan, Orum and
I still don't understand what Orm is. Is Orm like the fan? I don't know, because they just said they were the ones who supported us, but they didn't say who they were. And they just showed this group of
lalaban
people.
tayo, kaya natin yan lahat. Lastly, gusto talaga namin special mention yung
So Orm must be like another fandom
Kasi sa totoo lang,
name, I'm guessing. Not another, it must be another group's fandom name is what I'm guessing.
talagang sila
Like
yung
another group must have been supporting them as well.
sumuporta sa amin nung hindi pa nila,
Or
wala
this
pang
probably could be the fans before like 18. I mean, what if they made the 18 name?
nakakilala sa amin sa grupo namin. Kaya thankful kami. Kaya nakahiwalay yan, ibig sabihin yan, Orum. Orum and SB19.
What is with him?
Sana po masaya po kayo sa lahat
Fandom
sa
name that we came
fandom
up
name
with.
na nagawa po ng grupo namin. And katulad nga po, 18, atin, sama-sama tayong aangat.
Do
We
it
will go
together.
up.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is when 18 was born. So what does it mean to be in the zone? Was it really only Stell that entered it? If you think about it,
I think
even
everyone
before
had
the other
to.
members decided to quit, they were already done with
Because
the
he was
dance
already
practice.
doing this, because Pablo's already doing this shit when he was giving free labor to help them sing and do all of that stuff. So he was already locked in with that.
That alone made the press conference irrelevant. It didn't even matter that it happened. It turned out that actually all of them have always been in the zone. Being in the zone is what allowed them to defy all the odds. It was the zone that allowed a 5-foot man in the NBA. It was the
Nate
zone that
Robinson.
allowed a man living in the streets to rise up and become a billionaire. It was the zone that took an idea from someone's head to the moon. It was the zone that won wars, and lack of it had lost. It is the zone that separates their ideas and dreams from a materialistic reality. Manny, Efren,
Pacquiao,
Catriona, SB19. What do they have in common?
We about to see. Oh, okay. Now I gotta finish this. Now I gotta see everything they got to offer, because I'm starting to put pieces together with the little bit of information I got so far.